Hello, my dear students. Myself, Dr. Pitambar Humne, founder Botany for You, and working as Associate Professor and Head Department of Botany, Dharampet MP Dev Memorial Science College, Nagpur, Maharashtra, India. I welcome you all in this online platform for the students of Life Sciences Botany for You. Friends, if you are new or not yet subscribed our YouTube channel, then kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel Botany for You. If you want to associate with us through Telegram group, then the link is given in description. Through that you can join the Telegram group and take the advantage of the different appointments or the career opportunities in life sciences in India and abroad. In our different lectures in this series of plant physiology, we have seen the diffusion, osmosis, diffusion pressure deficit, water potential, plasmolysis and imbibition. Now, on these different topics that we have completed earlier, we will take the MCQ type of the questions on these 5 different topics. So, let's see these different MCQ type of the questions based on diffusion, osmosis and imbibition in today's class. Now, the movement of particles or molecules from a region of higher concentration to a region of its lower concentration is called as. Earlier in a diffusion, we have seen if the glass or the bucket is filled with the water and any stain or the indigo, if we put in this water, automatically it will spread all over the water body in that container. And this is the process in which there is a transport of particles or the molecules from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration, and this is known as the diffusion. And hence the correct answer for this question becomes B, that is the diffusion. The second one, that is the rate of diffusion increases if we have seen earlier in the class that if temperature increases, the rate of the diffusion increases. Say for example, if we have the two containers, the container A and container B, the one container containing the cold water and another containing the hot water. So in such a cases, if we put the water and 1 spoon of the sugar or the salt, then the diffusion of the particles will be fast in the hot water. It means that when there is an increase in the temperature, there is increase in the rate of the diffusion. Again, the density of diffusing particles is lesser. If the particle density is less, then there is a increase in the rate of the diffusion, and if the density is high, then there is a decrease in the rate of the diffusion. Then the medium through which diffusion occur is less concentrated. For example, if we have container A and container B, if A contain the pure water and the B contain the solution or the sugar solution, and in such a cases, if we put the another solid, then the diffusion in the pure water will be faster as compared to the diffusion in the solution. It means that if there will be the less concentration, then the rate of the diffusion will be increases, and if the solution is highly concentrated, then the rate of the diffusion will decrease. And hence all these statements are correct with respect to the diffusion which increase, and hence all the above become the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following process diffusion is not involved? We have seen that the exchange of the gases during the photosynthesis and the respiration in which the diffusion is involved. Then the passive absorption of the salts means when there is more concentration of the solids in the soil and less in the roots. In such a condition, there is a diffusion of some of the solids from the soil to the roots. So this is also the correct and it is process of the diffusion. Then release of the water vapors from the stomata during the transpiration, because there is an increase in the concentration of the vapors or increase in the vapor pressure in the stomatal cavity, which leads to the release of the water vapors from the stomatal cavity to the outside or the environment. And hence all these three different processes involve the process of the diffusion, and so not involved, and hence none of the above will be the correct answer for this question. Then diffusion pressure is, if you see, diffusion pressure that the directly proportional to the concentration of the diffusing particles, and this is the correct statement. Then inversely proportional to the concentration of the diffusing particle, this is the wrong one. Then independent of the concentration of the diffusing particles, and this is also the wrong one because it is depend upon completely on the concentration of the diffusing particles, and hence A is correct answer for this question. Then the diffusion of solvent molecules into solution through semi-permeable membrane is called as. When we are talking about the solvent molecules which are transported through the semi-permeable membrane, then it is the process of the osmosis. Earlier we have seen in our class, that is in a osmosis, that the one side contain highly concentrated solution and in another side there is a less concentrated solution. So from the less concentration to the higher concentration, there is a transport of solvent, that is the water, through the semi-permeable membrane, and this process is known as the osmosis, and hence C is the correct answer for this question. Then osmotic pressure in a solution which is separated from its solvent by semi-permeable membrane results due to. So when we are talking about the solvent and its solution, so in such a cases already that solution contain dissolved solid, and hence the dissolved solid is responsible for the creation of this pressure. Earlier we have seen that the osmotic pressure is directly proportional to the concentration of the solution, and this concentration is only because of the dissolution of the different solids in it, and hence A is the correct answer for this question. Even the insoluble solids do not affect the osmotic pressure, and the solvent molecules in it, there is no need to consider the solvent for the osmotic pressure, and hence A is the correct answer. The process of osmosis can be done by potato osmoscope by using, earlier we have seen that we can take a peeled potato, and this peeled potato is considered as a osmoscope, and here this is filled with the hypotonic solution or the water, and this contain the concentrated sugar solution. So in such a cases there is a transport of water from outside to inside, that is from the region of less concentration to the higher concentration, and hence the initial level increases. So in such a cases, for the transport of the water from outside to inside, there is necessity to remove the skin of the potato, and hence unskinned potato tuber is used for the formation or making the osmoscope, and hence B is the correct answer. Then osmotic pressure is higher in. We have seen the different type of the solutions earlier in the process of the osmosis and even in the plasmolysis also. That is the isotonic solution, hypotonic solution and hypertonic solution. So isotonic means the solution having the same concentration with that of the cell sap, hypertonic solution having the less concentration to that of the cell sap, and hypertonic solution that with the higher concentration with respect to the cell sap, and hence C is the correct answer, that the osmotic pressure is higher in the hypertonic solution. Then the turgor pressure of the plant cell increases due to, if you see the turgor pressure. The turgor pressure is the pressure which is created by the plasma membrane. And if we see the plasma membrane becomes turgid, the turgor pressure is maximum. And so the cell will turgid only when there will be a transport of water from outside to inside the cell, that is when the cell is kept in a hypotonic solution. So that is from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. So this is the process, and that is known as the end osmosis. So automatically the cell become turgid and there is an increase in the turgor pressure. Then incipient plasmolysis is, we have seen earlier that if the turgid cell kept in a hypertonic solution, then there is a initiation of the separation of the plasma membrane from the cell wall, and that is known as the incipient plasmolysis. So the incipient plasmolysis is the initial stage of the plasmolysis, and hence C is the correct answer for this question. A plasmolysed cell or the tissue can best be deplasmolysed by putting it. We have seen the plasmolysis is carried out when we kept the cell in a hypertonic solution. So the deplasmolysis is a reverse process of the plasmolysis, and hence there is need to keep it in a hypotonic solution for the deplasmolysis, that is the end osmosis, and hence here the correct answer will be hypotonic solution. But when we are comparing this hypotonic solution with that of the water, so the water do not contain the any solute, and hence again there will be the best end osmosis in the pure water than the hypotonic solution, and hence the deplasmolysis process will be best carried out in a water in comparison to that of the hypotonic solution, and hence D is the most correct answer for this question. But if the water will not be there in the option, in such a cases the hypotonic solution will be the answer. A plant cell in hypertonic solution get plasmolysed, that we have seen earlier. In such a cases, the space between cell wall and plasma membrane is filled with. If we see the utilization of the plasmolysis in salting of the meat and the fishes, so that is due to the space which is filled up with the concentrated solution. So this concentrated solution is nothing but the hypertonic solution, and hence when there is a process of plasmolysis, the hypertonic solution is occupied in between the plasma membrane and the cell wall. Diffusion pressure deficit, that we have seen earlier, means ability of the cell to absorb the water, and hence it is also known as the suction pressure, and hence the DPD is synonymous to suction pressure. Then which of the following equation is correct? Earlier we have seen DPD is equal to OP minus TP. So this equation is best in A, and hence it is the correct answer for this question. A cell A has OP, that is osmotic pressure, 25 atmosphere. So we can write here the 25 atmosphere and TP as the 15. So its DPD will be 10 atmosphere. And for the cell B, there is a osmotic pressure of 30 and the TP, that is turgor pressure, is 10. So its DPD for the cell B becomes 20 atmosphere. And if we compare the DPD of cell A and cell B, the ability to absorb the water by the cell is more in the B as compared to the A, and hence the water will transport from cell A to cell B, and hence B is the correct answer for this question. Then water potential is denoted by, we have seen earlier, there is a presence of free energy in every component in the system as per the law of thermodynamics, and this free energy of a component for non-electrolyte, that is known as the chemical potential, and this is in relation to that of the water, and that is known as the water potential. So the chemical potential is denoted by the Greek letter, that is the psi, and the water potential is denoted by the psi w, and hence A is the correct answer for this question. Then water potential values are always, earlier we have seen the water potential for the pure water is arbitrarily considered as a 0, and when we add the certain solid particles in it, this water potential becomes now negative, and hence all the values of the water potential of any solution will be negative. Then in water stressed plants, means where there is a scarcity of the water when the plants are growing, like the xerophytes, the cells will have, if we see such type of the plants and having the cells, then the relatively more negative water potential, because they will be having the more content of the solids, or the osmotic pressure of such a type of the cells of the plants growing in the water stress condition will be high, and hence it will have the more negative water potential as compared to the cells of the other plants. Then which of the following has a positive value or the sign? Earlier we have seen in a water potential it is negative, then pressure potential is a positive value, and osmotic potential is numerically equal to that of the osmotic pressure, but it is negative, and hence here have a positive value, that is the pressure potential become the answer for this question. Then water potential is now expressed in SI unit of pressure called as. So recently the water potential is expressed in a Pascal. In a partially turgid cell, the value of water potential will be equal to, earlier we have seen the water potential values with respect to the fully turgid cell, partially turgid cell, and fully plasmolized cell. So in a partially turgid cell, the psi w, that is water potential, is equal to the psi s, that is the osmotic potential, and pressure potential. So this will be the correct answer for this question. This one is wrong, and when the cell will be fully turgid, here both will have the equal but negative sign, and hence it will be the 0 for the plasmolized cell, and hence the correct answer for this question becomes A. Then water potential, that is psi w, of an imbibant which is not confined is equal to. When we are talking not confined, means without limiting membrane, as we have seen earlier, if we have the piece of the gum. It do not have any such type of the limiting membrane, and hence if we keep such type of the piece of the gum in the water, at that time it can swell and absorb water continuously. So in such a cases, here the water potential will be equal to the metric potential, because the pressure potential will be 0 in such type of the condition. The movement of water in osmotic or other systems takes place. If you see the movement of water in osmotic or the other system that we have seen earlier, the from a region of less negative water potential to more negative water potential, because when we are talking about the water potential, that for the pure water it is always 0, and when we add the solid in it, it becomes negative. So the more the osmotic pressure, more the negative water potential, and hence here A is the correct answer for this question. Then dry seeds, when placed on a moist filter paper, absorb water and swell up. This is due to, we have seen the 3 different examples in our earlier classes of the imbibition, that either the different piece of the wood when kept in a water, they swell up, the seeds when are soaked, they absorb the water and swell up, and even the piece of the gum when kept in a water, then again it absorbs the water and swell up. And this is because of the hydrophilic nature of the proteins and the carbohydrate which are present in the imbibement, and this process is known as the imbibition, and hence D is the correct answer for this question. Then the total sum of all the osmotic potentials caused by different solids dissolved in a cell sap is called as. So this is known as the osmolality, and hence A is the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following is the most correct equation for water potential? Earlier we have seen the equation, that is the psi W is equal to psi S plus psi P, that is water potential is equal to the osmotic potential plus pressure potential. But when we are talking about the raising of the water column in the plant body with a certain height, at that time there is need to consider the gravity component, and hence in such a cases there is need to add the gravity component with respect to the water potential, and hence the correct equation for the water potential becomes this one, and hence here B is the correct answer for this question. Then match the following pairs. Number 1, that is the diffusion. If we see the process of the diffusion which is carried out during the exchange of the gases, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen, in the process of photosynthesis and the respiration. Then osmosis, that is the absorption of water or the passive absorption of the water from the soil. Then plasmolysis is carried out when the cells are placed in a hypertonic solution. There is a exosmosis, and because of the exosmosis there is a plasmolysis of the cell. And soaked seed is an example of the imbibition, and in this way all are now correctly paired. Then which of the following statement is correct? Number 1, the cells in a hypertonic solution, that is result into the end osmosis. So it is wrong one, because transport of the solvent particles from the region of lower concentration to the higher concentration. So it is wrong one. Then the cells placed in a hypertonic solution it is X osmosis. This is also the wrong one. Then cells kept in a hypertonic solution, it result into the X osmosis. So it means that when the cells are placed in a hypertonic solution, then the water from the cell come outside, and this is the process which we have seen even in the plasmolysis, and hence C is the correct answer. In fully turgid cells, the wall pressure is equal to turgor pressure that we have seen earlier, and hence A is the correct answer for this question. Then diffusion is if you see the process of the diffusion, that in a system, everything or the every particle or the every component possesses a free energy as per the law of thermodynamics, and we know there is no necessity of the involvement of any living thing or any chemical reaction in this free energy. So it means that the diffusion is a simple process and which is a physical in nature, and hence B is the correct answer for this question. Friends, because of COVID-19 pandemics, most of the colleges and the universities are organizing the examinations online, and all these exams are conducted in MCQ type of the questions, and hence I have tried to provide the different MCQ type of the questions on plant physiology on the different topics that we have seen in earlier classes. Again, in the next classes, we will take some other topics of the plant physiology, and again on that we will also take the MCQ type of the questions every time. I am very much confident and hopeful that this lecture will be helpful to you in preparation of your examinations. Thank you very much for complete watching of this lecture. If you like this lecture and if it is beneficial to you, then kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel Botany for You, and also press bell icon for the alerts of different lecture to be uploaded on different life sciences titles. Thanks a lot once again.